Hey beauty chameleons out there, it is Tasha and today I'm coming to you with a special request from one of my lovely subscribers. Her channel name is, I'll post it to the side, it's Pink70 Makeup. And we've been going back and forth for a little while. She's been wanting to see a nice smoky purple eye. And I thought I did a video, but then I'm like, oh, check this out. And she's like, no, I want to see something with white, light purple, and a dark purple. So, and she said, oh, my birthday's coming up and I'd love to rock this look. Well, Pink70 Makeup, here is the tutorial. I'm sorry I came just a little bit late, but like I said, we were just going back and forth and I finally was able to do a tutorial. So if you're ready to see what I came up with, stay tuned and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do for this look, as always, is prime your eyes. The primer I'm using is Smashbox's Photo Finish Lid Primer. And then the first thing I'm going to do is use a NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. I'm just mainly going to put this toward the center or the inner corners of my eye, because where that white shadow I'm going to use, I want that to pop. So you just want to dab just a little bit on the inner corners, as you can see here, and then you want to go ahead and kind of blend it out either with your fingertips or you can use a small little shadow brush. I'm using one from Sephora, number 26. It's just a small flat brush and I just want to blend that out just a little bit. Once you get that done, we're going to start with our very first shade. But the color I'm going to use is called Snow Bunny. This is from Benefit Cosmetics and it's a really iridescent sparkly white. I'm going to use my MAC 242 brush, which is just a flat brush here. And I'm just going to take just a little bit of that color here. Make sure you tap off just a little bit. I'm going to apply it to the brush. And I'm going to lightly pat it on because this is a pigment. And believe me, it can fall. And I'm just going to blend that right over where the NYX eyeshadow is at. And I'm going to slightly blend above my crease area of my inner corner of my eye. Once you've done that, we can go ahead and move to our next shade. I am still going to be using this MAC 242 brush. And the shade I'm going to use next is one of MAC's loose pigments, and this is called Violet. But it's a really fun, vibrant violet shade. And again, I'm gonna start off initially with the 242 brush just to pat it on my lid. So what I did to make it easier for me to use, I just pat a little bit on top of this little lid of the MAC Violet loose pigment shadow, and I'm just gonna pat it just like so, kind of overlapping where the Benefit Snow Bunny went, and then I'm going to blend it outward just like so. And don't worry if this line of separation is not well blended right now, because we're going to go back and fix that, okay? So once we've done that, I'm going to switch brushes on you. I'm going to use now just a blending brush, and this is MAC's 240 or 224 brush, and I'm using the same shadow. Add a little bit more to the dish here, and I'm just pressing just a little bit of it on top of the brush here. And I'm going to slightly press it down so the color doesn't fall out, and then I'm going to slightly blend it out above my crease. Just kind of back and forth, just so when you open your eye you can see a little burst of that purple popping out. Now once you've got that done, just lightly just blend it so it's well blended. I'm going to go ahead and switch brushes on you. Switch brushes on you. And see, I'm just kind of blending. You want to make sure you have a nice gradation from the first shade to the other. Okay, but the next brush I'm going to use and color I'm going to use, this is another color from Benefit, and this is called Punk Royalty. It's kind of a dark shimmery purple, if you can see that in the camera. And what I'm going to use is just a more defined crease brush. It's a little skinnier compared to the MAC 224 brush. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that pigment, as you can see, just sort of press it into the top of that brush there. And then I'm going to press it on the inner corners. If you get fallout, don't worry about that. It happens sometimes. You always clean it up. I'm just going to press it lightly in the inner corner of the eye and just stay in my innermost crease. Okay, and just kind of go back and forth so you can get a little bit of a definition, going from a white to a light purple to a deeper purple. So once you have that step, I'm going to go ahead and add a darker purple. In the meantime, let me try to brush some of this stuff off of my eyelid. I'm just using a powder brush, but that's okay. We can always go back and redefine that. So far we have the 3 colors. Now I'm going to switch my brush again, and we're going to use Sephora's and Surrounded Smudge Brush number 12. And I'm going to use MAC, and this is a matte color, but it's called Graphology, just a dark, dark purple. And I'm again press just the tip of that brush here and get the color packed on. And once I do that, I'm just going to again pat it, and I mainly want to keep it concentrated just right in this lower deep V of my eye, right in here. I don't want to go any further, and just kind of pat it and blend it in just little tiny circular motions. So you just want to check. You see how it kind of gets from light and it gets really dark in the crease? You just want that nice definition there. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more of that Graphology, and I'm going to blend it along the lower part of my lash line, just so I can have a little bit of that color underneath, and just kind of smudge it downward too. And I'm going to stop about a third or almost halfway too with this color. So once you have that on, you always want to go back on the outer corners of your eye with a clean brush and kind of softly just blend that out, just so you have a nice finish there, okay? Now the last color I'm going to do for this look, I'm just going to take a little bit of the beige from Lorax. This is one of my base colors. You can use a vanilla from MAC, vanilla for Smashbox, Coastal Scents, the lightest shade, or one is just closer to the tone of your complexion. And I'm going to use again the 224 brush and just get a little bit of that color and kind of redefine my highlight underneath my brow bone. And just kind of blend it from the inner corners all the way out so it softens up the edges of your shadow. So far, you may go back if you choose to do so, and this is what I'm going to do. Take a little bit more of that Snow Bunny from Benefit, the loose pigmented white color. I may go back and just kind of press a little bit more and blend it over just a little bit and blend it up, just so I see a little bit more of that tone there. And then I also will go back and grab a little bit more of that violet from MAC with the same brush, and just kind of intensify along the lid portion of my eye, just so that purple looks so much more intense. Just a little bit at least. But once you got that part done, you can go ahead and basically start lining the eye. I'm going to start a little backwards. I'm going to line the eye real quick in this tutorial. I'm just using Urban Decay. This pencil's getting very small, but this is less. It's kind of like a nice purpley color. And I'm just going to line my waterline. You can also at this point take a white pencil. This is a NYX white pencil, and you can also kind of fill in just the inner portions of your eye, just to brighten them up just a little bit. I'm going to use my finger just to kind of softly blend that out. But once you have that done, you can go ahead and line your eye line, or the upper lash line. What I'm going to use is Black Track Fluid Line from MAC. It's just a cream liner. We'll line the upper lash line, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my mascara and my false lashes. The lashes I'm going to use are my favorite Ardell Wispy lashes. And once I get that done, I'll be right back. Hey you guys, I'm back, and here's the final look. I added my lashes and lined my other eye, and then I also added some other goodies. What I added to my complexion, or to my cheek area, is the MAC Grand Duo, and this is Love Rock. I just wanted a little pop of color to my cheek. For my lip color, I lined my lip with NYX Prune 834. You can find this at Ulta. You can find it at, if you live close to Fragrance Outlet, they carry this. And then you can also find it at cherryculture.com and nyxcosmetics.com. But I use that to line my lip, and since I'm a little bit deeper in complexion, I wanted to darken it up a little bit. So I took Rimmel's, and this is their Special Eye Precision Eyeliner in Panama. I went over that color, so that's the second swatch there. And for the lipstick, I used Max Factor number 52. This was in my May haul. I wanted to have a bright lip opposed to a neutral lip, so hey, you can do that, no rules. And then I also applied a little gloss on top. This is Sephora, and it's the number 10, their Lip Brilliance. But you know, if you don't want to do your lips this bright, you can always do just a gloss and finish it off that way too for a little toned down lip. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this look. This was done for one of my subscribers, lovely subscribers. Her channel name is Pink70 Makeup, and she originally requested this for her 29th birthday, and I want to wish you a happy belated 29th birthday if it's already passed. And we were going back and forth as far as what type of purple eyes she wanted to see, and we finally came to a decision. She wanted to see a light white, light purple, and a dark purple. So I did this in a more wearable way. But if you want to see this more dramatic, where I'm cutting, creasing, all that fun stuff, send me a message back. But I hope you enjoyed this look. Anyway, I won't chat to you guys too long, ramble. But anyway, there will be some more tutorials and more special requests coming up. So with that said, I will talk to you guys later, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.